Hey Steelers fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into today's video. We're going to jump into the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news and rumors. There's a lot going on this week in the Steel City. Let's jump into the first article here. This comes via Bleacher Report. So what basically happened is Bleacher Report put out an article over the weekend talking about one player every single team, all 32 in the National Football League, should go ahead and trade for this offseason in order to upgrade their franchise and organization. And so we take a look at who the Steelers should, according to Bleacher Report, trade for. And you see Chase Winovich, the pass rusher for the New England Patriots, as cited by Bleacher Report. Now, of course, the reasoning why, I'll read you that quote here in just 1 second. Essentially, the Steelers, of course, lost Bud Dupree in free agency, and so they're saying, yes, the pass rush is still great. TJ Watt, Cameron Hayward, they're going to be fine, but why not go ahead and make a trade if they were going to add Winovich, who, of course, is probably towards the end of his career with the New England Patriots, and right now, according to the Bleacher Report article, the only cost would be like a fourth-round draft pick. So a fourth-round draft pick, you get Winovich, and you get a rotational pass rusher in order to go ahead and bolster up that front four. So, honestly, it makes sense. We'll go ahead and read you the reasoning here behind a Winovich trade for both New England and the Steelers. Throw the quote up on your screen. Quote, Chase Winovich played just 50% of the Patriots' defensive snaps last year, but had 5.5 sacks for the second season in a row. After a roster reset, the Patriots might be willing to let a versatile piece like that go for the right price. It's the type of low-cost move the Steelers are capable of making into a big win on the field, given the unit Winovich would join, end quote. So, I think they're 100% right here. Now listen, there's a lot of the trades in the article that I was looking at for other teams that didn't make sense. This one did in terms of future success for the Steelers. Winovich, again, 58% of defensive snaps is not a little. I mean, the top defensive players like a TJ Watt plays about 80% of defensive snaps, but still, in 58% of the snaps, 5.5 sacks. Like, if you were to take these numbers and insert them onto the Steelers defensive line, I mean, that's an upgrade overall in terms of adding additional pass rush pressure from a defensive end perspective. Again, the article is correct. Yes, the Steelers defensive line is already pretty darn good. It's Tuitt and Hayward and Watt. I mean, they're going to be able to go ahead and get after the pass rusher, but why not mix in another defensive end like a Winovich to go ahead and be the rotational guy who comes in and spells TJ Watt, right? And Watt talked about a couple weeks ago how he wants to, or at least the team is trying to go ahead and preserve him a little bit more for the fourth quarter or for the last quarter of the entire NFL season, and getting another pass rusher like Winovich again would make a lot of sense. Again, the whole point here, more pass rushers is a good thing. Think back to another team in the state of Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, in 2017. The Eagles had about 6 or 7 pass rushers on that football team, and instead of just playing the same front four, they mixed guys in. It's something that's happening a lot in the modern NFL right now, is they have their starting four, and obviously we talked about Tuitt and Hayward and Watt, but then they have a lot of guys who come in on a third down, because that way you get fresh legs, because the offensive line's not subbing people, right? And so in order to go ahead and have as fresh of legs as you possibly can, the more pass rushers would make a lot of sense. And a fourth-round draft pick for Tuitt, if that would be the actual price, or sorry, for Winovich, is nothing. Like a fourth-round draft pick for a pass rusher to give you 5.5 sacks is way better than anything a fourth-round draft pick pass rusher would give you in their rookie season in the National Football League, unless you, I don't know, magically drafted the next TJ Watt or got the next Aaron Donald or something like that, which of course is, I guess a possibility, but still very hard to go ahead and do. So I'm interested in this. Obviously there's no guarantee this happens. It's a Bleacher Report article trying to stir up a little bit of news during a dry cycle, but it would be an interesting overall move for the Steelers, and I want to start the video off today with that. Answer this question down below. Should the Steelers trade for another defensive end? What do you think? Do you agree with my argument here? Do you agree with Bleacher Report? If you do, type Y down below for yes. If you do not, go down below and type N down below for no. All right, before we go and keep going, make sure you guys are subscribed to our Steelers channel here at Chat Sports. So we are growing at a very rapid rate, and the goal is, of course, to give you guys the latest and greatest up-to-date Steelers news and rumors at the touch of your button, right? Or the touch of your computer, right? The click of a button, right? So all you gotta do is go down below and hit that red subscribe button. More subscribers means more videos. We're growing again at a great rate. I appreciate each and every one of you, but if you are new, you love the Steelers, go down below and hit that subscribe button. It would greatly help us out. Let's jump into some more Pittsburgh Steelers news and rumors here today on a Tuesday, and there's some interesting news over the weekend. The Steelers have visited with a guard. Yes, so Trai Turner, the free agent left guard, I guess technically, came in for a visit. He left Pittsburgh without a contract, so it doesn't mean he's not going to get a contract. It means that they did visit with him, but a contract, again, up in the air if they're going to go ahead and sign him. Now, Dotson is going to pencil in. He's supposed to be the starter at left guard, but I don't think all of us are really that concrete in our belief in Dotson, and so the idea of bringing in some competition, or even just bringing in a swing guard like Turner, could make a lot of sense. Now, as with all free agents right now at this point in the NFL offseason, there's a reason why they are unsigned, and Turner's big reason, of course, is that he's never played a full 16-game season, right? He played 9 games last year due to injuries, and so injuries have been a massive concern throughout his entire career. However, as CBS Sports, who wrote an article on this, mentioned, the former third-round draft pick is still one of the better interior offensive linemen, wait for it, when healthy. So I'll throw that quote up on your screen right now. Quote, a third-round pick of the Panthers in 2014. Turner was traded from Carolina to the Chargers in a straight-up swap for left tackle Russell Okung last offseason. Injuries limited to 9 starts with the Los Angeles in 2020, and he hasn't played a full season in 5 years, but he also boasts one of the more accomplished resumes of any lineman still in the market. Considered one of the game's top run blockers at his peak, Turner made 5 consecutive Pro Bowls, 2015 and 2019 in Carolina, earning a 5-year, $45 million extension with the Panthers, end quote. Now, what was the worst part of the Steelers last year? It was the offensive line. So you look at the offensive line depth chart right now, and we understand that hopefully Dotson plays well, and hopefully Green, DeCastro, and Banner. I mean, the hope is that they're going to figure this out. So technically, you don't need to go ahead and get offensive linemen. But much like with the pass rushers, and we talked about that a little bit earlier with a possible trade for Chase Winovich, the more competition you have, the more depth you have at key positions, the better chance you have of no real fallout or failure if an injury or just poor offensive line play were to be occurring during the 2021 NFL season. Turner provides the competition that you would need to push these guys forward. And honestly, again, if he stays healthy, he proved with Carolina for 4 years, 2015 to 2019, that he can be an elite run blocker, which of course, one, is very important for the Pittsburgh Steelers, especially with Najee Harris. The goal is to create lanes and hopefully give him 1,000 yards in his rookie year. And so I am all for Turner being signed by the Pittsburgh Steelers. The problem is, again, they met with him. They did a visit. However, he left without a deal. And so Pittsburgh, I don't know if they just want to negotiate a contract, or they want to let other people come and visit, or they didn't like what they saw from Turner. Like, there are a lot of factors that we just don't know. But it's important to go ahead and note that adding a Turner can still be an option, even though he went ahead and left, again, as I said, left without a deal. So we're going to keep an eye on this because, again, do they need Trai Turner? Like, if they started the season right now without Trai Turner, would the Steelers be doomed from an offensive line perspective? No, I do think the young group that they have right now, the new look group at offensive line, we showed you it earlier, is going to be fine. It's going to be okay. I think it will be a lot better than bottom 5 in the league as it was, or whatever Pro Football Focus said last year. But if they want to just have a little bit more depth and a little bit more competition, adding a guy like Turner for the right price to me would be absolutely a very good thing to go ahead and do, so I am all for it. Now, let me know your thoughts and how you do that. Instead of giving me a comment, go down below and give the video a thumbs up. So if you think they should go ahead and sign Trai Turner, go down below and give this video a thumbs up right now. Or if you just enjoy the videos overall that we do here, which I hopefully, that's the point of the videos, go down below and give the video a thumbs up. But again, I'll say it one more time. It would not hurt, and he's not going to be expensive either. Like, there's no way he's going to want $10 million a year, right? So, again, if you think they should go ahead and sign Trai Turner to a extension, or not extension, go ahead and just sign him from free agency, then go down below and give this video a thumbs up right now. All right, let's go ahead and jump into another story here on our Steelers video today. I want to jump into the Najee Harris conversation that new running back coach Eddie FAULKNER said about Najee Harris. This is a pretty funny quote we're going to throw up on your screen here in just a little bit. So FAULKNER, of course, was speaking to the media and talking about the work ethic, essentially, done by Najee Harris over OTAs. And people are raving about how great Najee Harris has been during OTAs. But however, FAULKNER did mention that Harris is like a little bit too much. Like, he needs to chill a little bit. He's like that hyper puppy that will never calm down. He's working almost too hard. And so there's a funny quote we'll throw up on your screen right now to kind of wrap the video up today. Quote, "I'm all for hard work and the extra. I'm all here for that. I love it. But he also has to learn. Part of Najee and getting to know Najee in the draft process is he also has to learn how to give himself breaks too. He works his butt off, and sometimes it's a reward like, hey man, go home, relax, watch TV, do something different than football. And so with him being the kind of guy he is and so engaged and always after it, always wants to do drills, always wants to be developing, sometimes I'm trying to teach him, sometimes you got to take a break," end quote. So again, not a real story here. This is not anything to go ahead and write home about, but it is interesting to see, like, Najee Harris is working that hard. I see this as a good thing. I'm all for Najee Harris, burning the midnight oil, learning the Steeler offense and learning the routes and the combinations, being a running back and running the holes and trying to become the best Steelers running back in history, right? That's the goal for Najee Harris, I'm sure, entering this season. But I think his work ethic is going to give him that little bit of an edge in order to be the best rookie running back he can possibly be, because it is a growth process. I mean, getting to the NFL, even when you're running for thousands of yards at Alabama, it still is a big difference when NFL linebackers and defensive ends are trying to clog holes versus SEC linebackers and defensive ends, despite the fact that we know that a lot of the good ones come from that conference. But I think a good thing overall, again, Harris getting the work. And listen, people are taking note. Big Ben talked about it a couple weeks ago. Eddie FAULKNER, again, talking about it just a couple of days ago. Harris looks like he's going to be the real deal. Maybe a big fantasy implications as well. Keep an eye on that for your Steelers fantasy football teams. All right, ultimately for today here on our Steelers news and rumors video. Again, make sure you guys are subscribed down below. We greatly appreciate it because we have plenty more Steelers videos in the upcoming days and weeks. Ultimately for today, I'm Thomas Mott as we go ahead and sign off. We guys enjoy the rest of your day.